Hi, first graders.
Hi, guys.
So, we know that you guys just watched a video on reptiles. Well, fun fact, we are going to be learning about reptiles this week.
Oh, I'm
And
so excited.
me and Ms. Cahigas are here to help teach you a little bit. And, Ms. Cahigas was a little bit unsure about her knowledge of reptiles. So she's just going to go ahead and listen to some of the stuff that I have to say and, get her science notebook ready to take some notes. So
I'm gonna have my science notebook out here.
do you think right now would be a good time for them to pause the video and get their science notebook and something to write with?
I think this is the perfect time to do that. So you guys are just gonna pause your video right here and go get your science stuff, and we'll be right here waiting for you. I think they're back.
All right, I think so too. Hi guys, welcome back. So the first thing we want you guys to do is just answer these two questions in your head, okay? So Ms. Cahigas, I want you to think about, what do you already know about reptiles? So go ahead and take a couple seconds, think about what you know about reptiles. If you want to write it down, you can. If you want to share it with a family member, or you can tell it back to us, that works too. What about you, Ms. Cahigas? What do you already know about reptiles?
Well, I know that reptiles, they don't look like they got any hair on them. I think they look a little naked. I don't know. So I don't know if they're naked or not. They look a little cold sometimes if they don't have that fur. I'm concerned. Let's see, what else do I already know about reptiles? I know that they all don't look the same. They come in all different shapes and sizes.
I'd have to agree with that. Some are, have those plain boring colors, and then some of them are really bright and colorful.
Some of their bodies look different too.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, and then what kind of reptiles do you already know, Ms. Cahigas? Because I know that I know a lot of different reptiles, but I know you were saying you were a little bit iffy on how much you know about reptiles. So
I do know a lot about one reptile.
Ooh, what is it?
My mom doesn't like this, but I do know that snakes are reptiles, and I do like snakes.
Yes, they are.
So I do know about snakes. I think there's another one. I know, a chameleon.
Oh, chameleon?
A chameleon.
Ms. Cahigas, you mean chameleon?
Are you sure it's not chameleon?
I'm positive.
Okay. I guess it's a chameleon. Okay.
That's okay.
Are they the ones that change color?
They are the ones that change color. You're absolutely
right. Okay. I like those too.
In the video?
Yeah, I think I saw them in the video.
All right, let's take a look. So the next thing that we're going to show you guys, oh, no, it's not what we're going to show them. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a chart in our notebook for similarities and differences, okay? Because the next activity that we're going to do, we're going to take a look at a couple different reptiles, and I want you guys to write down the things that you notice that are the same or kind of the same, and things that are different about them, okay? Because not all reptiles have everything that's the same, right? So go ahead, take a second, write this in your notebook. Ms. Cahigas, I think this would be a good idea for you to write it down too. And then done, unpause, and we'll get started. All right, now that you're back, I'm going to show you a couple pictures, okay? And you are more than welcome to pause the video and really take your time and look at them. Or if you already know exactly what you want to write down, that works too. Jot it down and we'll keep on moving, okay? All right, so on this page, we have a chameleon, we have a giant tortoise, a Komodo dragon, a python, a crocodile, and a king cobra. So go ahead and write down the things that you see that are similar or the same, and things that are different. All right, friends, now that you are back and all finished writing down those similarities and differences, Ms. Cahigas, were you able to get some written down?
I was.
Were. All right, well, can we go ahead and just take a look at what you wrote down?
Sure.
Awesome. Why don't you go ahead and share with us the things that you noticed?
So I'm going to go over the similarities first. So I did notice, and I already noticed this before, I knew this already about them, but none of the reptiles had fur on them. They have no hair whatsoever. They did have something else. Just can't, I don't know. Can't think of it at the moment. We'll learn about it later.
In a couple of minutes.
I also noticed that their eyes weren't like mine or yours. They're not in the front of their face. They were on the side of their head.
That too.
It was so weird. I also noticed that they didn't look that smooth. I didn't feel like I could pet it and feel like smoothness. They looked a little bumpy.
I would have to agree. I agreed with all of the similarities. I noticed those things too. What about the differences? What did you see that was not the same about these reptiles?
Well, I noticed that the snakes, they don't got no legs. There's no legs going on there. So they kind of just, they're just there.
Yeah.
I also noticed that the turtle was the only one with a shell.
Oh, that was a good observation, Ms. Cahigas.
None of the other ones had shells. Just the turtle.
What do you think that shell does for the turtle?
I think it might have something to do with protection, maybe. Maybe it's its home. Maybe it's like a trailer for it.
It's a bunch of different things in one. I love it.
Man, I wish I was a turtle.
What about that chameleon? What did you notice about him?
He was super, super, super colorful. All the others were like a brown, kind of like sandy color, kind of like my shirt. But all the others were not the others. Whoops. The chameleon was so colorful. I saw some like greens and blues and maybe a little bit of red in there.
Yeah. We learned about in the video that chameleons are able to change color. So they can change into a bunch of different colors. It's not always just green or brown or blue or red. It depends on what environment it's in. Awesome job, Ms. Cahigas. Good job, first graders, writing all those similarities and differences down. So, since we just went over and looked at a couple of reptiles, you watched the video, I want you to take a couple of seconds and think about, what do you still wonder about reptiles? So I know, Ms. Cahigas, you probably still have some questions, don't you?
I got a lot of questions.
Yeah. Even though we watched the video and looked at those pictures, still hasn't told you a whole lot about reptiles, right? All right, so take a second, pause the video, think about what you still wonder, and then go ahead and share it with either us or with a family member. All right, so Ms. Cahigas, what do you think?
I think we're ready.
You think we're ready to, set up our notebook?
Oh, definitely. I know I'm ready to set up mine. I'm so excited.
I think so too. So, oops. All right, so Ms. Cahigas, you go ahead and take over this part since you're going to be doing it with the first graders.
All right. So you guys are just going to open up to a blank page in your notebook. And you guys are going to write up top reptiles. I'm going to do that real quick.
I don't know how to spell it. It's on our slide right here. It is Reptiles. The tricky word.
Is. And I got it right there. Got my paper all nice and ready.
Beautiful.
Thank you. And then
this part I wanted to add in there just because I've noticed that a lot of us on our science notebooks are just writing words. And I wanted to see some pictures too, because our science notebooks are not all just going to be words. We want to add in pictures so we can remember some things as well. So can you draw 2 reptiles that you either learned about in the video or already knew?
I already got the 2 that I want to do in mind.
All right, go ahead and take a second and draw those. All right, did you draw your 2 pictures?
I did.
Oh, can we see them?
I think this is my best work so far, Ms. Howell.
I can't wait.
This is my crocodile. His name is Crocky.
Very nice.
And this is my snake. His name is Serpent.
Oh, Miss Cahigas, I noticed something. I love that you drew your pictures, but what about labels? What if somebody went into your science notebook? Do you think we could add some labels to those pictures?
Yes, we can.
All right. Make sure, first graders, that you are labeling your pictures if you draw them in your science notebook so you can remember what they are when you come back, okay? So Ms. Cahigas is going to do that, and we're going to move on to our next part. So the first thing that we want you to know about reptiles, and this might be a really good thing to write down in your science notebook. All right, they have strong, scaly skin. So Ms. Cahigas was saying that they don't seem like they're very smooth. They don't seem like they have that nice soft skin or that they have any fur, right? So they have strong, scaly skin, and this skin helps to protect them from predators. So that rough skin, if a predator was to bite down into it, would not feel very good on their teeth. So they tend to let them go or not bother them. And then another way that their skin helps protect them is some animals, such as our snakes, have colorful skin to warn predators, don't eat me. It's like a stop sign, right? So it says, stop, don't eat me. I am poisonous and I do not taste good. So why don't you go ahead, jot that down, maybe draw a picture.
Definitely draw a picture.
That helps me remember. I know that not just writing down words, but drawing pictures also helps me. All right. Ms. Cahigas, I know that you did say that you knew a lot about this next part. So why don't you go ahead and share about cold-blooded?
Okay. So reptiles, yeah, they're cold-blooded creatures. They're not warm-blooded. They're cold-blooded. And so they like to, stay in the sun and warm up, but if they get too hot, it's not good. And so when they get too hot, they go, like that turtle in that picture right there. They kind of hide away and cool down, and then their body goes down to a cool temperature, but then they can't stay too cool. It's like, imagine a snake, Miss Howell. Imagine a snake in Alaska.
Oh my goodness.
Alaska's too cold. Poor thing is not going to be able to warm itself up. Now, imagine a lizard in the desert. It's really, really warm in the desert. So then it's going to get too hot. So that poor little guy's got to find a way to cool down, and so he's going to hide.
Like, so they find some shade, right?
Find some shade, maybe bury a hole, find a little cave, maybe hide under a rock or a tree.
So
something to help cool him down.
What you're telling me, Ms. Cahigas, is that cold-blooded doesn't actually mean that their blood is cold. It just means that their blood is the same temperature as wherever they are?
Their blood is going to stay the same temperature. So it does not mean their blood is cold like ice. Oh my goodness, that would be insane. It just means exactly what you said, Ms. Howell. Their blood is the same temperature wherever they are.
Wow. All right, so maybe I would write that down in my science notebook too.
Definitely. It's a very big part about reptiles.
Go ahead and take a second, write that down, draw a picture. Ms. Cahigas, did you draw a picture for that one?
I did not draw a picture for this one. I should probably draw a picture.
All right, let's take a look at our last one. So, reptiles actually lay eggs. So some reptiles lay hard eggs. So these are like our alligators and our tortoises and turtles. They lay hard eggs, while some other ones lay soft eggs, like lizards and snakes. So if you look at the picture down here at the bottom.
Miss, how does that mean like soft, like fuzzy?
No, soft as like kind of squishy. So if you take a look at the first picture of our alligators and crocodiles both lay hard eggs. They are different though, but they lay hard eggs. So our alligators here are coming out of, these are nice round eggs. You can tell it doesn't really look like they've been like pinched or have any dents in them. So that means that they're hard eggs. Whereas our other picture over here of the lizard coming out of its egg looks like maybe somebody pinched it or tried to move it and it's got some dents in it. So those are going to be softer eggs.
Looks like a potato.
It kind of does look like a potato. All right, friends. So to wrap up, there are three main things that we really wanted you to know about reptiles, okay? We wanted you to know that they have scaly, tough skin, that they are cold-blooded, meaning that their body and their blood stays the same temperature as the environment in which they are in. And then finally, that they lay eggs. So they don't just have babies, they lay their eggs and then their eggs hatch. So, Miss Cahigas, did you write all that stuff down in your notebook?
I did, and I even drew some pictures, but my pictures couldn't go onto the same area that I wrote all my information.
Oh,
But I'll show you my pictures.
yeah, that would be lovely. Can you show our friends so that way they can maybe get an idea of what they might need to add into their science notebook?
So I added scaly skin, and I even put a label so I know that that's what I was talking about. Because if someone saw this, they probably would not think that that's scaly skin. And then I kind of drew a picture here for cold-blooded. So I have that this guy over here, you know, he's in the sun and getting all nice and warm, but I also have that he also is hiding in the shade to keep himself cool. And then I got my eggs. They lay eggs, and I have my hard egg, which is like a perfect circle. And I got my soft one that's a little floppy.
Very nice. So friends, if you couldn't think about what to draw, maybe use Miss Cahigas' picture and just get an idea and then draw your own one. All right, but make sure you're not only drawing pictures or just writing words, you're doing the other one as well to help you remember when you go back to look at it again. Okay? So, Miss Cahigas, I think that's it on reptiles.
I think it is.
I think so. So we are all done with reptiles for this week. Fill out your science journal, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.